Welcome to the Black Mountain Cycle Centre based out here in Wales. Now this is an uplift venue, mostly known for its stunning jump lines. Now there's a variety of trails here and we're going to hit them all. Oh my God. Now if you're riding this bike park on a standard mountain bike, the idea is that you ride your bike down the hill having loads of fun, then you get winched back to the top via a tractor or a Land Rover, putting your bike on there and sitting on the back of the tractor. Now with an e-bike, the idea is that you're going to ride back up that hill under your own power. And the prices of this, well, if you're doing it on a standard mountain bike and using the Uplift service, it's going to be £45 in the day or £47 a weekend. Now an e-bike pass is £18 to ride up and down that hill. Now I'm going to see if I can do all 15 trails here at the bike park under my own steam using one battery in just a few hours. Now the bike I'm riding for today's fun is my Specialized Kenevo. It's 180mm travel, 700 watt-hour battery, and the mode I'm going to be riding in for a lot of today is going to be turbo mode. Now the tyres, well, they're pumped up to 40 psi and they are Minion DHFs front and rear. And about myself, well, I'm weighing 200 pounds with no kit. Well, apart from the clothes that I'm riding in. Right, time then to get some data on this first climb up, see how much battery you use, see how long it takes, things like that. It's all going to come into the mix on today's ride. So let's get up there and check in at the top. So it's not all about flat out as fast as we can do it today, it's just a general ride as I probably would on any day. So these are the tractors that would normally be running up and down the hill, but of course I'm on e-power, so I'm doing it myself rather than sitting on there getting covered in dust and sitting next to someone who stinks of stale sweat. Of course you could ride this trail up and down. Well, definitely down on a normal mountain bike, but this climb on a standard mountain bike would not be much fun. Obviously on the e-bike, it becomes a bit of a warm up before you drop in, but with the e-bike, the blood's still pumping, ready to drop in that trail. Right, that's the first climb of the day done, so let's take a look at some stats via my Garmin. Just stop that, load it up to the app and see what we're going to be working with today. Right, so time wise, so that's taking 6 minutes 30 to get to the top of this hill. Distance wise, 0.66 miles from the bottom to the top of this hill. So times that by 10, that's just going to be over 6 miles of riding alone uphill. 480 foot of climbing, so times that by 10, 4,800 feet. Big day out on a long stretch of one battery. Then of course there is all the trails going down the hill, so that's going to use more battery again, especially if I'm putting in some hard pedaling. Looking at all these stats, I think it's definitely doable, but it will be a stretch on one battery, and something I think we're going to find out shortly. Okay, so let's take a look at the trails here at Black Mountain. Well, there are 15 trails all in. Now the great thing about these trails is that it isn't a complete top to bottom run. In fact, from the halfway point, the runs are actually split, meaning that I don't have to come up this hill 15 times. I'm only going to have to come up around 9 or 10 to complete every trail on this hill. And I'll split into blues, reds and blacks, and of course the huge Pro line too. And for coming back up the hill, I'm going to be using the same trail that the Uplift tractor uses to get back to the top every time. Now I think this is just about going to be doable on one battery and probably take, I don't know, a couple of hours, something like that. So my plan for riding today is, as with any bike park visit, start off on those blues, head to the reds, then the black runs. Obviously if your skills will allow you to do that. Then the final cherry on the cake today is going to be hitting that Pro line. It's going to be the, it's going to be the icing on the cake for me. Getting that big air under my wheels, going to be a great end to the day. So let's get cracking on some of those blues. great thing about this climb back up is that it's actually pretty well paved. You know, this first bit's actually concrete, so it's nice and smooth. Not a lot of drain on the motor, especially keeping that cadence up. It's quite smooth. Obviously, if you're climbing this sort of thing off-road, it's a bit more technical, then your battery drain would be a lot more. And of course, I've got my tyres fairly hard because we're riding bike park, and I like that tyre to be predictable and rolling fast rather than squirming on takeoffs and landings, especially on these big jumps. And in turn, on a surface like this, they do in fact roll pretty darn quick. Right, run number 2 coming up. I think, yeah, we've dropped 1 bar of battery now, so we've lost 10% now. So that was a climb up, down, and back up. So that's used 10% of the battery. So we're gonna look for berm, baby berm next. This is another blue. So how many runs would you get here in a day on a standard mountain bike using the Uplift? Well, I spoke to my good friend Steve Gill, who was here actually just a week ago, and in a full day he managed to do 12 runs. Something I think we can replicate pretty easily here on the e-bike today in probably just a few hours. Dropped another bar of battery riding up. Don't forget we are in turbo mode for all of this, so you could ride in eco and obviously be saving in that battery, but it's not going to be as fast, it's not going to be as much fun, and that climb is pretty steep, the Uplift track in some places, so I think you'll probably be in trail, and of course you can use eco, but turbo is a lot more fun. I'm just trying to smash all these runs out with maximum runs, basically, giving you guys an idea of what you can do on these bikes. So let's check in on Garmin with a few of the stats and data. Just let that connect to my phone. Check out some of this. Whew. Right, so it's roughly taking me about 10 minutes to do a full run up and down the hill at this bike park. Up it's taking about 6 minutes, and descent anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. On the climb going up, I hit a max heart rate of 137 beats per minute. And as I mentioned, that's taking me about 6 minutes to get up there. Not working, you know, flat out, just having a moderate kind of ride up there. And then the descent, the fun part of all this. Maximum speed, 33.8 miles per hour. Maximum heart rate, 105 beats per minute. So still getting a good workout going down the hill. And that particular trail is saying 3 minutes, 46 seconds to go down. So as Wales goes, this is a pretty good day to be doing all this. I mean, look at that sky behind, bright blue, sun all day long. I've been here in some pretty horrendous conditions, and it makes all the difference being able to smash a few laps out in the sun. We've been riding just for over half an hour now, and already I've done all of the blue runs, so we're going to move on to those red runs now. A bit more taxing, but I'm feeling warmed up and ready, so let's go and hit them up. Which trails you can find on the way down. Whoa. Okay, so we're at the bridge. Now this is the halfway point where all the trails on the hill merge. So effectively I've completed one trail already on some of these runs at the bridge. As I cross over the bridge, again, a new trail starts. So you're getting 2, maybe 3 runs in per run down this hill. So let's go and hit those trails further on after the bridge. Okay. Onwards and upwards. Run number 4. Just clicked into 1,600 feet of climbing so far. Been here riding for about 45 minutes. Smashing out. Right, time for a little check-in then. So this is the start of run number 5. We've actually ticked all the blue and all the red runs off in under an hour and a half. We've done some serious amount of climbing too. If I just look on my Garmin, 2,449 feet and 7.35 miles. So quite a lot of distance and a lot of climbing. We're gonna hit the black runs up now. They get pretty big, especially towards the end on that pro line, that full moto, like 40-foot table. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be really like the icing on the cake, really. So I'm going to save the best till last. Oh my God. Got me again. I think it's about time maybe have a look at that pro line to get some big air under our wheels. There we are. Get a bit of moto first. Oh. Okay, so just out of interest, I did a run climbing up the hill in eco mode to see how much of a difference it would make compared to that turbo mode that I've been running in all day. So let's just take a quick look at the data on the app from this. So it is saying in eco mode, it used 5% of my battery, so 35 watt-hours in total. It took me 7 minutes, 39 seconds to get up. My heart rate hit 164 beats per minute maximum. So it is more of a workout, but interestingly enough, so that used 35 watts up. So if I was riding up here 10 times like I have done today for this 700 watt-hour test, that would be half my battery. So essentially, I could do 22 runs if I rode up in eco mode, and that is totally mind-blowing for me. This is actually run number 11. Now I've ridden every single trail here at Black Mountain, 15 different trails, all ridden on one 700 watt-hour battery. So I got a little bit left in the tank, a couple of bars left, so I just want to go and polish up on a couple of bits. You know, just make it a bit nicer before I end this absolutely amazing day I've had here at Black Mountain. Legs definitely feeling it. I mean, I think by the time this run's done, we'd have done over 5,000 feet of climbing in just a few hours, and obviously a load of great runs. Done over 15 miles now, and most of that has obviously been, well, 50% of that has been down the hill as well, so lots of descending and lots of climbing too. I feel like I'm best friends with this section of concrete. So we're going to start off on Tidy Dart and jump into G-Force on the way down. So some black runs. So the creme de la creme of Black Mountain Cycle Centre is full moto. This is a huge jump line, 40, 50 foot tables all the way down, load of fun, and it is the final part of the puzzle for today. So let's get to the top and get it done. Wow, what an amazing way to end the day here at Black Mountain. Riding that full moto line, absolutely favourite line here. Big jumps, flat out the whole way down. Really opens your eyes as to what's possible on these bikes. But let's take a look at some of the data from my Garmin throughout the day. I've got an empty battery and I'm feeling a bit empty myself. That was 3 hours and 40 minutes total time, with just under 2 hours of total riding time. So I managed to do all those runs in 1 hour, 58 minutes. But let's take a look at some of the data from my Garmin on the Connect app. So I managed to complete 16.4 miles of riding in total with 5,050 foot of climbing. So that's a big lot of climbing. Managed to hit 302 jumps in total, with the biggest one being 57 foot long. That could have been on that little over jump on this jump behind me. And descending, well, we descended over 5,000 foot too. That's around 8 miles of descending all in. So you imagine riding downhill for 8 miles. It's exactly what I've done in just a few hours here at Black Mountain. And the great thing is that I've emptied that battery fully. I have got a fresh one down in the car, so I could go and do it all again. But would love to hear what you guys are doing for your biggest rides, how you're emptying your batteries. Do you prefer to climb or just descend? You know, we want to hear those stories about how you use your battery to its max. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to us here on EMBN and give us a find and a follow on social media too. Cheers for watching and get out there.